Hello friend. I noticed on your Facebook that you had a date last night. So how was it?
Saying that it was a complete disaster would be an understatement. I didn't get to show off any of my dance moves like the Waka Waka, and we watched a train wreck of film.
Is that so? What movie was it?
She said that it was a movie about vampires and werewolves, so I thought to myself that there was no way this movie could be bad. I was horribly mistaken.
Oh come on, Van Helsing is a rather good movie if you ask me.
That's not the movie that I'm talking about. The movie I'm referring to is Twilight Eclipse.
I have heard of the series but I have never actually taken a chance to read any of the books or see any of the movies. I can't say for sure if I pity you or not.
You're lucky that you've avoided the Twilight phenomenon for as long as you have. Allow me to explain the concept, to let you know exactly what the movie I saw is about.
Go ahead. I'd rather learn this way than to actually see the movies for myself.
Very well. But since Eclipse is the third movie in the series, it is best that I give a brief explanation of the overall concept of the movie. I only know this because she wouldn't stop bitching about it during the movie, when I would have much rather just made out with her. But that's the way life is sometimes. The story begins with this girl named Bella who meets a rather sickly gray-looking man named Edward and they begin to fall in love. Eventually Bella realizes that Edward is in fact a vampire.
Doesn't sound too bad so far. I assume Edward is a charming bloodthirsty vampire just like Dracula. Right?
Unfortunately no. Edward is basically the biggest loser of a vampire possible. Not only is he a sickly gray vampire, his acting is mediocre, he glows when he's in the sunlight, and he refuses to suck human blood.
What the heck does he do for nourishment then? What does he eat?
Bananas.
Really?
No.
This Edward sounds like a wimp regardless. What happens next?
Once Bella and Edward are in love, Edward believes that the best thing for them to do is to be as far away from each other as humanly possible. This is actually because Bella is being hunted down by normal vampires who attack humans and not deer. With Edward and the other hippie vampires gone, Bella becomes very sad, until she meets the new kid on the block, Jacob, who actually isn't just a boy who enjoys not wearing shirts. He is actually a werewolf. This is where the stupid Team Edward versus Team Jacob was created. While gone, Edward hears that Bella has died, so, to make himself feel better, he plans to kill himself. Unfortunately Bella stops him, and they are reunited again. This is where the debacle eyewitness begins.
This story doesn't get any better from here, does it?
No. At this point Bella is caught in a love triangle between the wimp vampire and the werewolf who hates wearing clothes. Also, the sinister vampire named Victoria wants Bella dead. She begins to form a vampire army with the help of her new friend Riley. Edward and his family of wimp vampires are not strong enough to face this threat alone, so they pathetically ask for help from Jacob and his werewolf pals.
And then there is an epic battle between vampires and werewolves with buckets of blood and gore. Right?
You should have realized after this discussion that the fight is no different from the rest of the movie. First off, the vampires break like glass whenever they are killed, and approximately 75% of the fight is spent running away. The rest of the fight includes Bella cutting herself, Edward knocking down a tree, a wolf getting pushed down, and Jacob getting a boo-boo from a scratch. In the end, the werewolves and wimp vampires are victorious.
Is that where the movie ends?
Not quite. Edward and his vampire buddies are confronted by the elite vampires known as the Vulturi. They basically call Edward an idiot, and then torment one of the enemy vampires with this ability that basically tortures the victim. It is suspiciously similar to the torture curse from Harry Potter.
Did you say Harry Potter? I brush my teeth to those movies. How dare they copy Harry Potter?
Agreed. Thankfully that is where the movie ended. When the movie was over, I ran from my date, as if she had the plague, but not before I threw my popcorn in her face.
Nicely done. Before you go, I have only one question to ask you. Are you a member of Team Edward or Team Jacob?
First off, bite me. Second off, neither. I'm a member of Team I really hope Van Helsing kills off every character of this movie.
What if Buffy the Vampire Slayer does the job first?
That is funny. she will be far too busy making me a sandwich to get the job done. Are you a fan of that show or something?
Of course not. I in no way own the entire series on DVD.
I'm beginning to remember now why I haven't visited you in a long time.